أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد ربي زدني علما نافعا. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to our Tajweed sessions. One of the most important topics in the foundational courses of the seminary, the Hawza Ilmiya, is Tajweed. Why? Because Tajweed helps us to learn exactly how we are going to pronounce the Arabic letters. Of course, the Hawza seminary is based on the foundation of Quran and Hadith. First, we have to define what is Tajweed. The scholars have various definitions. We're going to look at the main definitions that come forth. First of all, let's define what Tajweed is. The scholars have different definitions to it, but we are only going to look at the two main definitions that we will be working with. First of all, you will be learning morphology, Arabic morphology, so you would understand later on exactly how Tajweed, the word Tajweed was formed, where did it come from, the root word. We will not get too much into this because of course you are going to focus that in the topic of morphology, in the subject of morphology. So for now, we're just going to look at Tajweed. Basically, it means to beautify. Simple as that, to beautify. But now when we are looking at Tajweed specifically for the recital or to understand the Arabic text, it actually means to beautify your recital of the Holy Quran in terms of the laws and the rules of how these letters are pronounced, the articulation of the letter, the methodology of where this letter is coming out from the mouth, from the throat, from the chest. Inshallah, we are going to be looking at that. Once we have defined Tajweed and understood exactly what it means, the next we have to understand, why is this necessary? As you all know, if you are learning a new language, for example, when I was in high school, I was learning French, we had to go through the alphabet, we had to go through the pronunciation. Our teacher was working hard, day in and every class. Our teacher was trying to fix our pronunciation. Why? Because when you do not have the right pronunciation, the right articulation, you can actually change the entire meaning of the word or the context in which you are speaking in. So this is the main reason why we need to learn Tajweed. One of the other most important reasons is that we have to read the Holy Quran, as it is the book of all Muslims. It's the last and final book and the book of guidance by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon our blessed Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Now we have to understand that if we are learning Tajweed to read the Holy Quran, we also need to know Tajweed so that we can fix our prayers. Because the prayers, we know, brothers and sisters, is necessary. It's obligatory upon us all. Every day we have 5 times prayers that we have to recite and we have to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in those prayers we have to recite Surah Al-Fatiha, the opening surah of the Holy Quran, and also a second surah. Therefore, when we are reciting this, we need to understand that if we change a letter, for example, Alim, so we say Allah is Alim, but God forbid if we say Alim with a Hamza. So many people might think, oh, Seyed, there's no problem, I'm just reciting it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what's in my heart. But what we are saying from our mouths, that is what is important. Yes, Allah, of course, He's the one who knows everything and He knows all the knowledge, He knows our intentions of our hearts. But when we are, executing our deeds, our actions, we need to understand that when we are saying Allah is Alim, that He is all knowing, He is all knowledgeable. And if we put a hamza instead of an ayn, alim comes from punishment, severe punishment. Astaghfirullah, and may Allah protect us from that. Lastly, we need to look at the reason why we study Tajweed is from the Holy Quran in Surah Yusuf, verse 2. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the Holy Prophet, وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا. As in, O Prophet, when you are reciting the Holy Quran, recite it in a slow methodological way. So this way is the tartil we understand from the scholars of tafsir and from the scholars of linguistics. They inform us that from this tartil we take the definition of tajweed, that we have to recite the Holy Quran in a manner that it should be recited, and it is the same manner that the Holy Quran was revealed to the Holy Prophet. So when Angel Gabriel came down and he was revealing these verses and he was reciting the verses to the Holy Prophet, and when the Holy Prophet recited it to Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam and to all the other companions, this is the same way that we are learning how to recite the Holy Quran in the correct and proper manner. One of the most important reasons, my dear brothers and sisters, that we have to learn Tajweed and to understand how to recite the Holy Quran and the Hadith properly is from Surah Muzammil, verse number Surah Muzammil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the Holy Prophet, وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا, meaning, O Prophet, when you recite the Holy Quran, recite it in a tartil way, recite it in a slow methodological way. And the scholars of tafsir and the scholars of language and linguistics, they've extracted the word tafsir, tajweed, from this meaning of tartil, that this is the same way how the Holy Quran was revealed to the Holy Prophet and how the Holy Prophet taught it to his companions and the people around him. And when he was reciting the Holy Quran, he was reciting it, of course, with the perfect articulation of all of these letters. The other verse that we'd like to look at, dear brothers and sisters, is Surah Yusuf, verse number 2. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna anzalnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan la'allakum ta'aqilun. That verily we have revealed this book, this Qur'an, in the Arabic language upon you, so that you all can ponder upon it, you can think deeply upon it, and you can use wisdom to understand its words and its sayings and its meanings. So when the Quran is revealed in Arabic, dear brothers and sisters, the Quran was not revealed in any other language. The language that Allah chose to bestow this holy book upon us is Arabic, as our Holy Prophet ﷺ and the Ammar ﷺ, they were all native Arab speakers. So this is the reason, the last and final reason why we need to learn Tajweed, is that we need to learn Tajweed in order to understand and recite the Holy Quran and to look at the Ahadith just like a native Arabic speaker. Now, I look forward to you in the future classes where we will be looking at the alphabet and all of the letters and how to articulate each and every letter. We're going to look at the similarities that each letters might have, maybe with our own language and within the boundaries of the Arabic language, and then we will go forth with the other rules of Tajweed. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa alihi at-tahirin.